Today we are going to be doing our first shots video for the Mercury Rise IntruBuster Gen 2 68 caliber marker, and we are going to be testing a range of ammunition. We're going to be starting off with a lighter range of ammunition, a solid aluminum made by Alien Play, the gray solid aluminum, which weighs in at 7.3 grams and is about a 681, I believe, is the exact caliber on this ammunition. We'll be shooting it again out of the IntruBuster Gen 2, which, as far as I can tell, with the calipers anyways, the barrel bore is about a 685, 686. It's somewhere in that area. I'm going with 685. Okay. This is a 681 Alien Play solid aluminum, 7.3 gram. So we'll be starting with 6 rounds of one magazine. After that, I will remove the CO2 and we'll start with a fresh CO2, and then we'll be shooting the Smasher XL, which is a 8.5. I may have stated it was an 8.4 on previous videos, but it is indeed an 8.5 gram. And this also is measuring out at 681, at least in my paintball. Yeah, 681. Yeah, it was measuring out 681 pretty much. I also off camera had put a micrometer on it as well, and indeed it's a 681. Okay. The third ammunition that we're going to be testing as well, going from lighter to heavier, is going to be the heaviest stuff that I currently have, which is the 9.9 gram to 10 gram. There's a little fluctuation I've noticed in batches on these, but essentially the 9.9 gram Riot ball. Okay, this is also a 681. All the ammunition that we have today is it's going to be not a very exact, close bore match. It's going to be on the small side. Okay, so we'll see what the new IntruBuster can do. All right, so we'll have the standard barrels in here. Let's see what else about it. The good thing is we're not going to be testing this today, but it does shoot shaped ammunition. I got some on order. I got some 6 gram shaped ammunition heading my way, and we'll be testing that as well in the future. I also got some 10 gram ball ammunition and some 8 gram coming. So and it's around 684 to 685, that particular ammunition. So yeah, more videos to come on this. So this is first shots video here today. Today we will be using the X Radar. I won't be using the new Chrony. I'm going to resort to the X Radar today, since I know I definitely don't have, not that I'm questioning anything with the new one, but this one is tried and true. I've been using this for a while now. Everybody's been using it, so I want to get numbers that are comparable to what others will see as well if they're shooting this type of ammunition, this weight ammo, and also using this particular device, which is more common. So we'll be using this today. And we're going to be shooting into that target trap over there, which has got arrow backing material, archery material in the back. And that we're approximately going to be shooting from 13 to 14 feet from that target trap. Okay. All right, so no ammunition's in here. I do have a CO2, 12 gram CO2 in the gun. I'm going to go ahead and puncture that 12 gram CO2, check if it leaks. If everything looks good, we're going to go ahead and load up the Alien Play, the 7.3 gram Alien Play, and see what we get for feet per second. There we go. All right, that was a good sound. Not hearing any, yeah, I'm not hearing any leaks, so that's good. We're gonna turn on the laser, which I did use my laser bore sighter last night to bore sight this in, so we should be on the money, especially at 14 feet, right? Should be able to hit pretty much anything. Let's hope, right? All right, so the first magazine's gonna be the, again, it's gonna be the solid aluminum. 6 rounds of the solid aluminum. And I'm gonna back up to that 14-foot mark. All right, and we are live, and we are hot. Let's see what we got. Mag 1, shot 1, 7.3 gram, solid aluminum. Woo, that was loud. Okay, 374 feet per second. Shot 1. Shot 2. 362 feet per second. Shot 3. 352 feet per second. Shot 4. 342 feet per second. Not too bad. Shot 5. 330 feet per second. And the last one, shot 6. 322 feet per second. All right, so that is all. That is all six rounds of the solid aluminum 7.3 gram alien play. Okay. More economical ammunition. You lose them out in the woods, not a big deal. They go for maybe $15 for 50 rounds on Amazon. So Amazon special, but yet it's a decent heavyweight ammunition. So you're going to have a little better accuracy than shooting some lightweight plastic where it's flying all over the place. Okay, especially if you're doing some plinking outdoors, which I plan on doing with this pretty soon. All right, so we're going to go ahead and load up. We're going to load up the next one, which is going to be our Smasher XL, which is our 8.5 gram ammunition. So we're going from light to heavy to heavier. And we'll see what that translates in feet per second and ultimately in what we got for joules or power. All right, so we got 6 of those loaded up in here. I am going to go ahead and degas what's left. Okay, not really doing a shot count at this point. We're doing feet per second, joules energy with 3 different types of ammo. I want a fresh CO2 every time, so we're really not going to be at this point looking at how many shots we're going to get out of a CO2. If it follows anything like the Pistelli, like the X68 or the original Gen 1 IntruBuster, you get about 1 magazine out of a 12 gram with good power. Sure, you can get a couple more shots out of it, maybe 8 shots, but those additional 2 shots aren't going to be very high in feet per second. All right, so we're going to dump this one over here for now so we can check punctures after. Actually, I guess we'll get a quick look here. All right, there's our puncture. Nice puncture. All right. I'm going to drop that one down there. We're going to shoot a little squirt of some silicone lubricant down here. You want to keep your gun lubricated. Keeps those O-rings nice and supple. And they're going to last you a lot longer that way. Little silicone lubricant that's in there. You don't want to just use any lubricant because it is CO2 and it gets cold and freezes. And the silicone's gonna you know, give you your best performance under those conditions. So don't just stick in the old WD-40 or something in there. I mean, you can do what you want, but, you know, the silicone holds up better. All right, so we got a fresh cartridge in there. We're gonna go ahead and on this is real world here. I could wait and let the gun warm up a little bit, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep the video a little shorter, and we're going to more real world, right? So go ahead and gas up the second cartridge so we can do the Smasher XLs next. All right, so far so good. We have a magazine here of the Smasher XLs. Again, these are the 8.5 gram. And we'll see what we get for feet per second out of these. All right, again, about 14 feet. Put that laser back on. About 14 feet away here. Shot 1. 324 feet per second. Shot 2. 314 feet per second. That's good. Good and consistent. Shot 3. We got some, maybe I put too much oil in there. It's spraying out everywhere. 310 feet per second. Shot 4. Well, you can see the laser nice though through the mist. Shot 4. 304 feet per second. Is my battery dying on this laser? I guess we're going to be trying out the iron sights now. Speaking of which, they do have some nice fiber optic sights, so we'll be looking at those. I'm going to have to charge that laser back up. I think we're on shot 5 now. Pretty sure shot 5. Shot 5. 300 feet per second. Not bad. Consistency there. And it should be the last one, shot 6. 290 feet per second. Okay, again, that was with the 8.5 gram. All right, I think that was 6. Indeed, it was 6. There's nothing in the breech. All right. We're gonna load up 6 of these 9.9 to 10 gram Riot balls. This is the heaviest stuff I have right now, and we'll see how this gun handles the heavies. Seems like it did pretty good on the 8.5, which is, you know, decent weight for sure. So we'll see how this works here with the heaviest stuff. We're going to degas, and we're going to put a fresh CO2 in. We're not going to wait for the gun to warm up. This is going to be more real world type shooting, okay? We'll take a look at the puncture on this, make sure it looks, see what it looks like here. Yeah. All right. Another good puncture. No woes there. I think I put plenty of oil in it the last time, so I'm not going to bother putting any more silicone in it this time. I don't need it all over my floor. So, and we got some of it misting around here. All right. Yeah, maybe the laser's going to work. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so here's a magazine of 6 of the 9.9 gram Riot balls. Okay, we'll see what the... Oh, okay. That is very touchy. All right, let's try that again. That's the one thing I'm not crazy about on any of these magazines, and it's, I mean, it is what it is, I suppose, but all of the magazines that hold, you know, ball ammunition, they you touch that mag detent, you bump it a little bit when you're going to load this thing, and The balls are all over the place. You're spilling your balls. So I can imagine what it must be like if your adrenaline's flowing and you're trying to reload or something. So always a good idea maybe to keep the thing loaded so you can avoid that whole fumbling around. And so we'll carefully slide in our magazine this time. And it is a very tight fit on this. I notice it feels a little snugger than the X68 when you go in to put the mag in. I mean, everything works fine. It ejects fine. But it does feel a little different. You know what? I did not puncture this one yet. So let me take this out. I don't believe I did. So let me, and I think it's always good habit, unless you're in a situation of self-defense or home defense situation where you have no choice. When I'm plinking around like this, I like to puncture it first, unloaded. I've seen too many cases where guys, and always pay attention where your trigger finger is, right? Keep it up here, just like you would with a real firearm, okay? And YouTube, this is not a firearm. This is a paintball marker, right? Air gun. But just like you would with any other safety, gun safety at the range, finger should never be in your trigger well until you're ready to fire. And the gun should always be downrange, okay? Same safety principles. Treat it like a firearm, and you can't go wrong, okay? So we're gonna puncture this one first, and then we'll load that up. This way, there's no risk of me during the puncture process sticking my finger in there and firing off around, and it ping pongs off the walls and does damage or God forbid hurts somebody or myself. So, all right, we're gonna gas it up. All right, that's the third 12-gram cartridge that I've gassed up. Brand new gun. Still sounds good, no leaks. That's a good thing. No leaks with all these O-rings in here. And we'll be tearing this thing down shortly to look at all those O-rings. All right, so we're going to carefully slide in our magazine of 6 9.9-gram Riot balls. All right, here we go. Let's see if the laser's going to last here. All right, 9.9 gram, shot 1. 288 feet per second. Shot 2. 278 feet per second. Shot 3. 270 feet per second. Shot 4. 264 feet per second. Shot 5, 260 feet per second. And the last one, shot 6, I lost my laser again. Got to charge this thing up. We'll use the iron sights. Shot 6, 254 feet per second. Not bad. That's all of them. We'll run the numbers and oh, this one's oiling out, ripping out. I'll run the numbers here, put them into the app, and they will be incorporated into this video when I upload it. And yeah, so that's the 7.3 gram solid aluminum performance out of the IntruBuster Gen 2, and also the 8.5 gram Smasher XL. And last of all, but not least, well, maybe it is least. No, it's not least. The 9.9 gram, or close to 10 gram Riot balls. Okay. And yeah. All right. And that's all I got for today. Hopefully, hopefully we learned something here with this, and if not, hopefully it was entertaining anyways. But this was the first shots fired for the IntruBuster 68 caliber Gen 2. Thank you for watching. Peace out.